Sometime in the 2020s, two geeks from across social media formed an alliance to bring you geek news from across the Nostalgiaverse. They are Jacob's Toys and SuperSorrell. So strap yourselves in for the weekly live show that brings you toy news, TV and movie reviews, special guests, opinions, tangents, and bad impressions. Reveals, releases, thoughts, and maybe dreams. So prepare yourselves for the Geek Week in Review. Live.
Welcome back to Geek Week in Review with me, Jacob's Toys, and of course, wonderful one and only SuperSorrell back with us finally. How we doing, buddy? You right?
Yeah, not bad. Surviving, getting through it.
Good. You were missed on Monday, but we'll have a bit of a catch up about what we spoke about with Ryan Ting. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. We see people in the comments already talking about what they pre-ordered and what they've received this week. If you're new to the show, of course, all the description contains all of the likey follow things, so check that out. If you're watching us on catch up, what is it they got to put in the comments, Sorrell?
Hashtag catch up crew.
Hashtag catch up crew. And of course, if you are watching live, then do jump in, comment along as we go. It makes it for a more interesting show if we've got you guys involved as well. However, we're not on our own this week, are we, Sorrell?
No.
We are joined by a very special guest indeed. Do you want to do the intro?
Yeah, we've got a good friend of the channels. It is Paul, the Toy Scavenger.
Hello.
Hey guys, you right?
How you doing, Paul? Good to have you on. You well?
I'm well, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm all ready for this.
Good. No, it's good to have you on. It's good to have you on.
I've just finished watching a film with Paul in, by the way. I've just finished watching a film with him in.
What?
Go on.
Fellowship of the Ring.
I would say Lord of the Rings. Here we go, straight away.
Are you in Lord of the Rings?
No. One of the most commented things on my videos and things like that is on the reels is, oh, here's Merry with his toys again. All the time. But yeah,
I was watching it, and as soon as Merry popped on the screen, I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I see it.
Need the hair.
I see it. Let's give a couple of shout outs to the comments quickly. Bethany Beth's in there. Andy Roberts, good to see you. Shelley, it started with a click. We've also got Alex Reed there as well, and London Toy Shop as well. Hey, London Toy Shop, good to have you in the chat.
Okay.
We will do our best to stay with the comments. Talking about toy shops, In Demand Toys. You guys shop with In Demand? You shopped with In Demand at all in the past?
Yeah.
Yeah, they celebrated their 20th anniversary this past weekend. There's lots going on if you're on social media. It was good. It's good to see. But Hasbro turned up, Hasbro UK, and they had some of the new Marvel Legends on show, which was quite cool. So a few people sharing those across the internet. The Secret Wars cap was there, but most notably for me was the Angel figure finally kind of on display. So that was quite interesting to see. But yeah, they did all right. They had loads of people turn up, which was really cool. A couple of cars, like Bumblebee was there, and Lightning McQueen, like you do, you know. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool. So congrats to In Demand Toys for 20 years strong. And I believe
20 years.
I know. I believe they've had a retail presence for 20 years as well. It's not just kind of an online In Demand Toys. I believe that they've had like a physical brick and mortar shop for 20 years, which is incredibly good going, especially for independent toy shop nowadays. So yeah, massive congrats to them. Talking of toys, before we get on to anything that's kind of been announced and stuff, have you guys had any pickups this week?
Yeah.
Of course you have, Sorrell, every week.
You go first.
It's me. It's me. I've always got stuff. But I went to Smith's, and Smith's have got these in of all places. But the brand new Tekken King.
Oh,
that's good.
So we've got King in this thing, and Haiichi.
Oh, they got the Tekken figures in there.
Yes, these are to scale as well with your Jada Toy Street Fighters. Just FYI, they're the same size, so you can put like Haiichi versus Ryu and
look,
King versus Blanca. And
quick, put it next to it. Put it next to him.
No
way.
I can't do it. There we go.
Yeah, that'd work. Oh, nice. So
I
might have to take a pop down there.
Yeah, $27.99 though. They're not cheap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not cheap. I'm going to do a review on them this week. But do you know what's back on Blu-ray for the first time in years? And I got really excited about it.
Go for it.
Cutthroat Island.
Wow.
What a
I used to
blast!
love
What a
that.
blast. Yeah, man. As soon as I
used
saw
to
it, I was
love
like,
it.
that is a 90s nostalgia trip. Forgot this even existed.
That is a
It was a big
blast.
flop, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, at the time it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a cult
Yeah.
classic now, isn't it? But yeah, it was.
What
It
could
was,
have been? What could have been if they had kind of jumped on the Pirates of the Caribbean buzz and like Cutthroat Island had 7 sequels? Like,
Well, this was long before Pirates. Wasn't it? I looked at it.
Yeah.
This is 1994. So I mean,
the only reason I say it is that they've definitely stylized that Blu-ray box after Pirates. Let's be honest.
but this week I finally got around to opening Big Bad from Super 7.
Yes, I saw your review.
And just to wind Jacob because he's not got it yet, but Saruman.
Oh, don't! I've got like the whole setup of all of them, and I haven't got the new ones
Sorry.
yet.
Yeah. Accept the
Right.
power of the ring.
Do you know, even though I'm in it, technically, that's one thing I haven't got. Yeah.
You're gonna have to get the
do-
new one.
yeah,
There's like
I
a
do
Merry
love it.
figure in there. There's
Yeah,
a
there's a
Merry
new
figure.
Merry
yeah.
coming out.
There is. I've been waiting. Dominic Monaghan, isn't it? I've been waiting for him to do a decent superhero so I can cosplay it. Because I don't want to do Mary, and I don't want to
No.
do what was his name, Bradley or something in Wolverine. It was that he had the old light bulb. He could
Oh,
use
yeah.
electricity,
I
and
can't remember what his name
I'll
was.
do those. I'll do something cool.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Just before I get on to what I did, Shelley said she went to the thing. I didn't go, Shelley. Norwich is about a 3-hour drive for me, so I've been before to In Demand, but I wasn't going to make the trek. But she said she could have spent tons of money, but restrained herself. That to me just says that you went with a significant other that didn't let you spend money. Because if I go toy shopping, I go on my own. I only got 2 things this week. The third of the
Feilong.
third of the Street Fighter figures. I was like, I'm a completionist. I can't not get all 3. And I actually managed to pick up the 40th
Nice.
He-Man. Although I'm glad I'm not an inbox collector because look at that.
Oh,
Yeah, I know it turned up like that. I was like, oh, someone's tried to nick a sword. But yeah, it's
that
just
box is nice though.
it's a nice
really
box,
good.
right? I was quite
Yeah.
surprised because obviously I've got the Masterverse stuff, and this is all branded
Yeah.
up Masterverse, so it all scales nicely. But it's a totally different box, obviously for the 40th anniversary stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've got him, and I finally got my Masterverse like good looking Skeletor. So yeah, so it's slowly coming together. But that was it. That was all I got this week.
And there's chocolate. And there's chocolate.
Okay, I still haven't seen it.
Oh, that is sacrilege, my friend.
Still haven't seen it. What
It's
did you
a
pick
good
up? Paul?
movie. Sorry, go on, Paul.
Mate, so well, it's a bit. Well, it's probably well, I've got my website, so I've got the store, and so I have to pick up stock. And
Yeah.
this is one of those things I've bought, and I don't want to put it into stock, but I've got to because it's well, I can put. I'll show you. I can put some of it into stock, but yeah, I'll show you first. Also, I wanted to do a video on this, but I thought I'd just show you. It'd be easier. I'll do a video on it another time. But,
Amazing.
yeah,
I'm excited.
So, right, it's a shipping box. I don't know if you can see let me get the thing, or the name there, right? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So, in the
What?
90s, a near full one. I'm missing 4 figures. It's a shipping box of all the figures from
Wow.
Kenner
From the
from
animated show.
the 1990s. Yeah, so they did an animated show. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so strange, wasn't it? That they did it, but
Random.
I mean, a lot of people like to get a few of them out, but got like obviously
Bill
and
S.
Ted.
Preston, Esquire.
Yeah,
These-
come-
These are the old Kenner ones, right? These aren't the new
Yeah.
re-released ones. Cool.
No, these are the old ones. I was like, I need these old
Nice.
ones. Rufus. I mean, there's only one
Wow.
Rufus in there, which is that one, and so it's kind of a case of like if I keep any of them, I obviously
He's got to
keep
be
him.
kept. Yeah.
Yeah, he obviously had Bill, a Ted, whatever. Abraham Lincoln with his removable hat and his keyboard.
That's awesome.
of course.
It's just weird. And ooh. built.
They're so cool.
And there's one more because there is others, but this one this case didn't have any others. Genghis Khan.
Oh,
Because Genghis Khan,
punk, isn't it?
in that rock band, he's got to play the drums, hasn't he? So,
and are these based off the movie or are they based off the cartoon?
well, do you know what? I think it was a kind of I mean, it's got the movie picture there. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I think it was the cartoon, but like the cartoon, the figures, but the actual movie characters.
Yeah.
Well, Kenner was just so dodgy. They were just like, right, we've got this property, let's smack them out and just get this out. It doesn't look anything like them. Let's just chuck them out.
It's just
Back
in the day, as long as you just wrote the name of who it was on the box, that's all that mattered.
Yeah, exactly. I was just on the back. I did see one on the back. There was one that said, I think it was Napoleon or something like that, and Napoleon didn't come out. No, it's not the back. It's on the back of something else. Yeah, like on the back, the one that's missing in this shipping thing is the Grim Reaper, because the person who sold it took them out and sold them because that was one of the ones that they liked. And Billy the Kid. I don't think they made. There's a Napoleon as well, which there's a prototype out. And that's on the back of some of the cards. It's not this one.
And the box, the phone box as well there.
Yeah, you get the phone box as well.
And that's so cool.
There's this as well, which I can't see that I haven't got it in the room, but I did get like a jam sessions pack thing, which comes with a little mini speaker. It's open as well, so I got to have a look inside. Little mini speaker that you plug into your cassette player, and then obviously the little cassette which has all the jam sessions. So I've now got to go try and find my little cassette player to check to see what the sounds are, because I want to listen to them playing their little jam session.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So you're selling them on your website, Paul?
Oh.
he should
one of those. This is a good place for a shameless plug. So if someone wanted to see if they were up on your website, what website are they looking for?
It would be thetoyscavenger.com.
Cool.
That is basically all vintage toys. I do modern as well occasionally when I pick them up, but it's mainly vintage toys. And that's it's cheaper than eBay. I always say that, because eBay prices are just ridiculous. I've got a thing on there where you make an offer as well, which eBay had, and now I've got it, which is great, because if someone looks at it and goes £50, well, I haven't quite got £50 at the moment. I'll make an offer £40. Oh yeah, I might accept it. It comes through pretty quick. It's obviously it's my full-time job basically. Selling vintage toys, and it's picking things up like this, which is the fun part of it.
That's so cool. See, I just wouldn't. I've thought about it so many times. I was like, let me turn Jacob's Toys into some kind of toy retailer, and I was like, I just couldn't, because I would just keep everything. Like if I got that box, I'd be like, this is staying in my collection.
So difficult. It is so difficult. Like now, because there's like at least 2 of each in there, except for one Rufus. So because it's a company, I have to buy them off the company and so on.
Of course.
But it's so difficult. I mean, there's a few things I can kind of keep. Yeah, I'm quite happy with my collection of how it is. It's only like little bits that I need now. So there's a few turtles that I want. I've completed. I do Jurassic Park. Completed Jurassic Park lines. And if I go into the Lost World, that'll be my next big thing.
Amazing.
I do Mask. Do you remember Mask?
Do I remember Mask, Paul? Come on. Yeah, I love Mask. Mask was the best.
So, I could talk about Mask all day. I've completed. I've completed that Euro boxes, and I'm going for sealed boxes. I'm halfway. That's taking a long time. That's years. That one. Buy them all.
There you go. Bethany Beth said Sorrell needs to buy them all.
Mate, I'm meant to be doing the same thing. I have Super Toys, and I'm meant to do the same thing, except half of it ends up in my collection, and I don't really sell that much. I went out recently. I say recently, about 6 months ago or so, and somebody was selling their entire collection of small soldiers. So I was like, "Oh, awesome! These will sell like hot cakes at the conventions." Picked them up, and I'm like, "That's so nice!" And now they're on the shelf, and now I can't get. And now I just don't want to get rid of them ever.
I did exactly the same with small soldiers.
I'm jealous of the Mask though, Paul. I'm not gonna lie. Like that was one of them toy lines as a kid I had and played with till they broke. Do you know what I mean? Like they were.
Yeah. Oh, you had to.
Was just
As long as it don't smash. I've got my only thing I've got in my office, which is my Condor. it's all in storage because I'm so scared of damaging it because it is like all
Yeah.
the nice. That's a sealed condor. That one, everyone had that.
Yeah.
Every if you had mask, you had that. It was the
Yeah.
one that the parents could afford.
Yeah.
Oh, loved it.
I remember seeing the base. It was like the volcano with the ball, wasn't it, at the top? Have you
Oh,
got
the
it?
hill, yeah,
You've got that?
yeah,
Of course you've
yeah.
got it. And I
It's just
remember
too
having
big.
that. No, I remember seeing that, and I had a lot of the figures at the cars, some of the bigger ones, and everything. But that was the Grail. That was I wanted that. Every time Christmas rolled around, I was like, maybe this year, maybe this year. But yeah,
I think
no,
mine
that
came from a car boot seller when I was younger. Yeah,
it's
I think
madness,
it
isn't
did.
it? It is madness.
Mm,
See, the closest I come, I've said this before, is my He-Man collection, and I
mm.
went back and started collecting vintage He-Man, and I collected it. I completed, like, I got a complete collection to the extent where the only thing I needed was the Eternia playset,
Yeah,
and I just couldn't come across one at a decent price, so I sold it all. I was like, nope,
oh,
I can't complete it. I'm just gonna sell it, and I think that's why the Masterverse for me is now so enjoyable because I'm like, this is a way of modernizing that
yeah,
hunt that I had. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that
yeah,
one. But
yeah,
Steve Evans at Hasbro, I mean, he's been on the show a couple of times. He quite often, as you probably see, like he does that the vintage kind of polls and stuff, and Mask always comes
yeah, yeah.
out in the
Always.
sort of top 3 at least.
Yeah,
So I'd be really, really surprised if we don't see
yeah.
a kind of rebirth of Mask.
There's always
But
rumors of what's happening.
mm,
I think the difficulty with it is they used real vehicles, so it's Hasbro. They would have to pay for the licenses of the real vehicles again,
yeah,
and they had like Goodyear tires, for example. They wouldn't do that now. It'd just be a tire. They wouldn't pay for Goodyear
yeah,
tires,
no.
so it would just cost a lot.
Oh
That's the
yeah, and
problem.
we saw how the kind of workaround didn't work with the HasLab Engine of Vengeance. You know, by giving
Mm,
us a slightly different looking similar car, people kicked off because it wasn't the right thing. So yeah, I
mhm.
think that'd be an expensive one, but I think it'd sell. I really do.
Yeah,
Um,
it would. Yeah, yeah.
it's funny because I was having a chat with my boys this weekend actually. So my boys are 11 and 5, and my 5-year-old's really got into Danger Mouse recently, bizarrely enough,
Yeah,
because they've kind
good.
of come out with a modern version, haven't they? There's like a more modern
Mhm.
version of Danger Mouse, and it's very true to the original. And Duckula's in it as well, which I think is fantastic. Like Count Duckula, like cameos.
Gosh, I
And
love
so we
that.
started watching kind of more retro cartoons. So I was like, oh, if you like that, so we watched a bit of retro Danger Mouse, and that went down well. So then we started looking at some other stuff, and we kind of went into Power Rangers and He-Man, that kind of stuff. I was like, they're so like this, they withstand the test of time, because even now, even though the animation's not as good and the kind of storylines are a bit cheesy, like the boys still pick up on it and they're like, this is amazing.
Mhm.
So I was like, yeah, don't get too into Thundercats because there's no modern version of those toys, and I'm not going down the retro route to pick stuff up. So let's leave that one
Yeah,
until there's something to
Super
buy.
7. You could just start on those ones.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't think I would do that one. So obviously we were talking before we went on live as well. It's Super Bowl today. So there's lots of rumors about what trailers are going to drop. What we thinking? What do you think where would our money go?
Isn't there there's a Schwarzenegger one or something?
Oh,
Something
is
I can't
there
remember what. I
a
don't know. There's something
Schwarzenegger?
Schwarzenegger. Yeah, like a TV show. I think it is.
Oh, I hadn't heard about
Can't
that
remember the
one.
show though. Yeah, I think there's that. And you mentioned old Deadpool.
The Deadpool Wolverine crossover. That's the big rumor that we're going to see the Deadpool trailer. Bethany said that we're going to see a Beetlejuice trailer. That's the hope
Oh,
for a
yeah.
Beetlejuice trailer. That would make sense. I wonder whether it's even in time for things like Venom and stuff. Like, are they going to squeeze something into Super Bowl there?
Do you know what I think might be the one that nobody's thinking about? And it does come out this November, and we've not heard of Dickie Bird for a while.
Come on.
Wicked Part 1.
Oh.
Wicked from Disney. Obviously, there's a lot of people in it. Ariana Grande being the main star of it. Michelle Yeoh is going to be in there. It's a Disney / Universal collaboration. Based on it's a live action version of the musical, and it's going to be a 2-part movie. So we've not had a single thing on that just yet. So
No?
you might
Sport
get a
one.
glimpse of Ariana Grande all green.
I just thought one. Moana 2. That's one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And with The Rock turning up in WWE at the moment, lots
That's the only
Yeah.
reason he's there. That's the only reason he's
Yeah,
back.
yeah, 100%.
to promote his new
Yeah.
movie.
Promote Moana.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's a bad guy
Oh.
now, so he's playing the bad guy.
Yeah, people are not happy with The Rock, are they?
No.
That
Shelley
means
has
he's
said-
doing his job well. I hate this on the internet. That means he's
Yeah.
doing his job well because he's a heel. He's a bad guy. You're meant to hate him
Exactly.
at the moment. That means he's doing it right.
Yeah. Fubar Series 2.
It might be. It might be.
Okay. The rumors are that
Terrible.
if we look at the kind of timing of Super Bowl and the time difference between UK, America, and that kind of stuff, it's going to be nearer the midnight into the early hours where we're going to start seeing these trailers anyway. So who knows? Who knows? I hope we do see a Deadpool trailer. I think there's been so many leaks and so much stuff shared. And obviously, like Kevin Feige even had the hat on the other day with like the logo on. Did you see
I saw that.
The fact that we've already seen like Planet of the Apes trailer, we've already seen A Quiet One Part 1 or whatever it's called.
Right.
We've already seen Kong and Godzilla's trailers. We've already seen all the big like some blockbustery trailers already. Deadpool's got to be the obvious kind of like big one. And it doesn't look like many other studios want to go up against it.
No.
Because all the people are going to talk about tonight is Deadpool if that comes out.
No.
Is there
How funny-
any Disney Plus like Marvel TV shows that they're waiting for that we know are coming, but they haven't actually?
I don't think there's much
can't think
Marvel
of
going
any.
on at the minute. No.
No,
I think
it's Sony's year, isn't it? This year, Sony's kind of like
Mm.
ruling the Marvel roost.
there's two things actually you just made me think of talking about that. So the Godzilla Kong, I saw a review on one of the Playmates figures, and it was a Evolution Godzilla figure, and
Yep.
it's like the orangey pinky color.
Yeah,
and you have like a rubber mold that goes over the top. Have you seen that one yet?
yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of give away that maybe he's like shedding his skin and kind of evolving and that kind of stuff. But then you don't want to think too much into it, because do you remember the Hulkbuster toy that came out which showed Hulk smashing out of the Hulkbuster, and that never happened, did it? That's
Yeah,
where
but
Sorrell gets all his Kong and
but we know here he is. But you know that you're dying to see this little bad boy, aren't you? It's a tiny baby Godzilla.
Everything's got a baby. Everything's got a baby. It does my head in. But the thing that I think I'm most excited about, and there's not been a huge amount said about it, is the Highlander revamp with what's his name? Superman, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
But there's not much been said about it. So we don't know whether it's going to be Connor McLeod. We don't know whether it's going to be like a different story arc or whatever. But I was a massive Highlander fan back in the day. It was like between Highlander and Crow, they were my 90s movies. Even though Highlander was like late 80s, but the TV series was 90s, so I kind of like forgive it. But they were my big films. So, and I think he will be fantastic. Seeing him in The Witcher and sort of how he kind of works that medieval side of things, I think this could be
his isn't he?
thing. Yeah, because he's had a bit of a rough one, hasn't he, with like The Witcher and Superman and all the rest of it. But I think this could be his thing that everyone talks about. I really do.
Did you ever watch the
Really do.
cartoon?
Yeah. It was that again was
Remember that?
90s, wasn't it? Everything had a cartoon, like Bill and Ted, Highlander.
Yeah.
But there's a really weird because in the second one they make out that they're kind of aliens as well. So there's talk that this new film is going to go down the line of the Immortals are actually aliens, as in aliens from another planet, as opposed to kind of like spacey aliens. So think kind of Dune and that kind of stuff, where they're just not from Earth. And there's big talks about whether they're going to make it more sci-fi by making them extraterrestrial. And I don't know.
No.
No, I just want to see Sean Connery in that as well. It was just
Why do they have to mess with these movies? They're just so iconic, man. I love the original Highlander so much.
It's such and it's the concept of it as well. Just there can be only one. It's just amazing. But that was Christopher Lambert, wasn't
Christopher Lambert, yeah. Raiden himself.
Raiden, yeah. I just remember it being so cool, like so cool. speaking of so cool and movies as well, I've got to give you a Guyver update. I try to get the Guyver in every single week. Have you ever seen the Guyver, Paul?
Never seen it. I know what it is, but I've never never
I
seen
don't
it.
know how I'm so obsessed with something that no one seems to get. Like, I'm obsessed with it. Right, go and watch Guyver 2 Dark Hero. It's such a cheesy 90s adult Power Rangers, but I'm halfway close to getting a 1/6 scale movie accurate figure, which I'm getting made and all that kind of stuff. So, well, Figma have just released their new version. So there's like, I got like a bootleg version off of like AliExpress for like 70p or whatever it was, just to have one in my collection. But Figma have released a like a new version, like a 20th anniversary or something like that. But bizarrely, like I put on a couple of shorts and someone was like, "Mate, that's a bootleg." So I know it cost me like 50p on AliExpress. Like, I do not think this is a genuine Figma figure. Like, come on, I'm not that stupid. Like, oh, yeah, I got a really good deal on this. Really, really good deal. But yeah, no. So I am working my way into it. Accolade. Jenko T said Star Wars Accolade trailer. Is it a bit far off?
When is Acolyte meant to be coming out? Let's have a look.
It's
It's meant to be this year, supposedly.
Is it?
Apparently, there's no official release date, but everything points at the first episode date being 2024 on Disney Plus. It's the High Republic era. It's the first High Republic era Star Wars live action we're going to get, starring Daphne Keane.
It is the only kind of Star Wars thing that's in the works at the moment, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Other than Disney announcing they're do the Mandalorian and Grogu's in the works now, isn't it?
Oh,
the new movie.
Hasbro are going to cash in on that. There would just be so many more figures. No, I think Beetlejuice and Deadpool are good guesses. I think they're.
Beetlejuice.
And I'm going to go Beetlejuice and Deadpool with Moana 2 based on Paul's suggestion as a kind of a left field version, just only because of The Rock. Only because of Jenko did say though. Look, Jenko has said they did show a trailer at Celebration, so it is ready to go. So that's that's a good point. That is a good point. But would they shell out, because they're expensive, the Super Bowl slots, aren't they? They're not cheap.
Really, really expensive.
So I don't know whether, if they've already kind of shown it to their captive audience, would they shell out the price for Super Bowl? I don't know.
I honestly don't think anyone's going to want to go up against Deadpool. If Deadpool is coming out, nobody's going to want to go up against that. No, because they're just going to be overshadowed instantly just by Hugh Jackman appearing on the screen in yellow.
What do you think the trailer's actually going to involve, though?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
No, nothing.
Ryan Reynolds is going to troll the crap out of the internet tonight.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like, it will just be a really.
Can you imagine if it's another one of them two just sat on the couch and it's like, the trailer is soon, and then it just cuts to them two on sofa like, should we give him a trailer? Nah, maybe next week. Boom.
Yeah, something like
that. That would just continue the little theme that they're doing, wouldn't it?
It'd be clips from Wolverine Origins, that one, with together with them just going, yeah, that was rubbish or something. I don't know.
And then like a little bit of Green Lantern and going, whoa.
A little bit of that in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would still love it. I'm sticking by my stupid little thing. I would still love it if this movie was Deadpool going to Hollywood, picking up Hugh Jackman to play Wolverine in his movie and make it fourth wall breaking, and Hugh Jackman keeps forgetting that he's not Wolverine and that he's just an actor, and he keeps getting into gunfights and getting shot and stuff, and he's like, I'm bleeding. Like, of course you bleed, you're a human, Hugh, get down. There'll be so many jokes with that. A bit like what they did with because he played King Arthur, didn't he, in Night at the Museum, but he was obviously playing himself playing King Arthur. It was like a live play, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
That was stupidly funny. That was stupidly funny.
Is it with Kevin Bacon? And they in the Guardians of the Galaxy? The Christmas one.
The holiday special. Yeah, the holiday special one.
Yeah.
Jenko's said pretty good thing though. Look, a Deadpool trailer with Taylor Swift's Dazzler cameo because her boyfriend's playing tonight.
Oh, that would break the internet.
God,
that really would.
She came out, yeah.
Her and her boyfriend are kind of all over the internet at the moment, and that could be quite big. that could be very big. I
Did
don't know.
you see that Disney put a massive cash in this week on Epic Games and Taylor Swift?
No.
So the Disney Corporation put down a massive wad of cash to basically get the Taylor Swift like documentary alternate cut for Disney Plus,
Oh yeah.
and they've given full rights to Epic Games to use all Disney characters and Disney products in Fortnite and other Epic Game productions.
Yeah.
Which just makes me say, can you imagine Goofy running around with an AK-47?
I've said this
can
to my
imagine
eldest.
it.
Like when I play Fortnite with him, I'm like, I can't handle the characters that wouldn't use guns. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. Like I've got like the Venom suit on it, and I'm like, but it doesn't make sense. Like Venom wouldn't use a machine gun, and they've got the turtles on there at the moment, which are really cool.
Yeah.
And they're awesome, and like the legendary weapons are the turtle weapons, but which is great. But then when you're running around with a shotgun as like Donatello, it's just, I was like, it doesn't quite work the same. But that's madness. I did see somebody had created a mod for Mortal Kombat where you could put the Disney characters in it. Have you seen that?
That's amazing.
Mate, seeing the Disney princesses fight and Winnie the Pooh and Goofy, like it's mad. And they do all the fatalities and everything like that, but they've got their own like fatality. It's madness. Like
Elsa doing Sub-Zero's fatality.
Yeah.
it's very similar to that. And it shows like Hades and Hercules fighting, and Hades doing like the neck break and the free madness. I was like, I need this mod like
That's
now. Like I need this mod now. I did get the old Mega Drive out actually this weekend as well and played that with my boy.
Nice.
Which was how my ears handled the soundtracks and the Golden Axe, for example, is just like an epileptic fit waiting to happen. Like it's insane watching it and all the flashing and that. But I played that thing like forever. Shelley said, talking of poo, please put H on the end. We're not that kind of show, Shelley. But talking of poo, have you seen the Blood and Honey 2 trailer?
Yeah.
I wasn't overly impressed.
No, it's ruined it now.
Yeah.
The fact that the Tigger looks nothing like Tigger and he's not like Winnie the Pooh, you know who it's meant to be taking the piss out of. The Tigger character just looks like any other horror guy in a suit now.
Yeah.
And no, it just looks silly now. They've changed it up so that Winnie the Pooh's like survived or something and he's come back like a little meth addict to like 10 pounds skinnier.
Yeah.
This looks nah. I'm not into it now. I've lost interest.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Mickey Mouse one now. Steamboat Willie the movie.
Yeah.
That's going to be good fun. That is going to be good fun. What toy news we had this week? We had anything massive this week?
There's been a little bit. Let me get all the
Wrestling wise, do you talk about wrestling toys?
Yeah,
we talk wrestling.
CM Punk, Zombie Sailor Toys signed CM Punk to his little line, but
All right.
the little kind of retro style ones. That's a huge signing.
Yeah,
Well
massive.
done to him.
Yeah, that's really
You
cool.
get his little dog with him as well. I think part of the deal was he had to have his dog in.
Oh, okay.
His name's Larry, so you get CM Punk and Larry. It's a bit strange.
Fair enough. Each their own. What kind of scale are those?
You remember the old Hasbro, WWF Hasbro figures?
Yeah.
Not sure on the actual size wise, but they're like that big. They're not massive.
Oh, cool. Well, that's wicked. That's wicked.
But he's an independent, independent kind of retailer. So he's to sign someone like that is just
Yeah,
off the
that's
scale.
massive. That is huge.
Super 7 announced the Cliff Burton Ultimate action figure coming out from Metallica. He's the bass player.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's another random one though, isn't it? I mean, like Super 7 with these, like they did Let Me Kill Meister. They've done Cliff Burton. They've done like these random choices. They don't seem to ever finish a group or anything. They just sort of
is it
pick
something
and
to do with
choose.
the IP of these characters? Like of these
I really don't know, mate.
Because they do seem really randomly selected.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. Shelley said McFarlane Vampire Robin is up at CNC for pre-order. I must admit I haven't been following the DC ones
The
recently.
McFarlane vampires are quite cool. I do like
They are
those.
pretty cool.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles obviously had a little trailer this week showing off the new cartoon style of the Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah.
So this is their cartoon versions of the CGI versions of the film of the
I like it though. It works for me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it does.
Like, I really hope that this version of the Turtles sticks around for a while. The Turtles have kind of had that kind of rocky past, haven't they? Where there's been like
Yeah.
revamp after revamp, and they've none of them have really stuck.
It's like people hated the last ones, but then they didn't. But then when it came to the end of the tenure of them, nobody wants to see them go. So it's one of them things where it takes people a while to adjust, but they usually do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still the Turtles at the end of the day. It's still going to be enjoyable and nostalgic.
I think the fact that they started so strong with that movie though could give them a good jump start. And I'm still loving my little turtle. What are they called? The hatchling things that we got.
The hatchlings, yeah, they're turtle tots, isn't it? Turtle tots.
I did open them all up, so they are all just like within. They're just really cool.
They hit so well with the toys as well. That is the big thing with that, because obviously they. I went to the preview of the opening of the toys down in London, and they they were like showing them off and so on, and they were like asking me like, do you like the vintage touch? And I was like, vintage touch. So I had a little look. I'm like, yeah, there is vintage touches. Like the weapons like would be slightly vintage and a little bit of style. Like the band, they kind of done the same colours, didn't they? And the little bike with the sidecar, which was very similar to the originals. I think obviously the guys who designed it, inspiration from the originals.
I think that with any turtle figures, take sort of the NECA movie versions out of context, but any other kind of turtle figures have to have those solid color, slightly off-looking weapons to make them turtles figures. Like that was half the charm when you're a kid. It's like the He-Man toys though. Without sounding silly, there you go, just like that. But the He-Man toys, like for me, the thing that like with this one, the thing that really gets like that hits home for me is the weapons look the same as they did back in the day, just obviously a more modern version. But if that was like a shiny silver sword, it just wouldn't have done it for me.
NECA Store finally have given us a release for the Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein figure with the chair. It's been a little while coming, but it is going to be coming to the NECA Store apparently in America. I'm not sure what about you. I've not heard anything for Europe release just yet, but it will be going up for pre-order very soon on the NECA Store. So
they like shoulder restraints. Is that what it is?
So you can tie him into the chair, basically, just like in the beginning of Bride of Frankenstein. And he's got like a nice tankard and a like half-eaten bread roll, and there's some like cool little back accessories that are from the film as well.
All those famous Frankenstein accessories: the half-eaten sandwich and the cup of milk.
We're better off dead. Can't be Frankenstein. My favorite universe monster, other than Dracula. Where are we?
Do you get really angry when people call him Frankenstein?
Yes, Frankenstein's monster. He's not Frankenstein.
It's just engraved in people's heads, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So it doesn't help with like pop culture as well. Like when you have the kind of like the Monster High, like you have Frankie the doll, like it's kind of like no, that doesn't work because is it Monster High that she's called Frankie or
Frankenstein? Yeah. She's
It's
called
like,
Frankenstein, Draculaura, Claudine, and Cleo. I know the names. My dog, me and my dog, I love them. And
but it doesn't help. Yeah, I'm surprised they've never given him an official name.
Steve.
Yeah.
What on earth would you call him?
Homer. They did that, didn't they, with the Simpsons? They had Homer being the monster. So no, yeah. I mean, even the Turtles have latched onto it, haven't they? With the Universal Turtles.
Yep.
Was it Michelangelo? I think so. He called him Mikey. Might as well call him Mikey.
Yeah.
I saw this.
Yeah, so the Regal Theatres are going to be doing this particular popcorn bucket. I really hope more cinemas in the UK get this because that would be amazing. I want it on the little trap.
That's a lot better than the June one.
Yeah, there's been loads of announcements of different like cups, popcorn buckets, mugs to collect. There's been a bit of all sorts. I'm hoping some of the UK cinemas get some. It's been a while since we've had something like this.
It is cool.
I mean, I think it's normally like big releases like Transformers and Star Wars that get this kind of thing. But come on, Ghostbusters is a big enough draw, surely, to get something, especially this time round.
It kind of makes a mockery of like the HasLab stuff though. Like if you could go into the cinema and pick that up with some popcorn as well, like that would look alright on your display.
Sit and eat your cereal out of it as well at home. Great.
We got a little tease from NECA this week, a Alf pizza box. So we're getting another Alf very, very soon.
Cool.
What did he used to eat? Cats?
It's
cats or something like that.
I think I can't remember. It says hashtag coming soon, extra slime balls and hold the spinach. And then at the bottom it says 1980. I'm guessing they're little Easter eggs for anyone that's big on Alf. But yeah, fresh-ish pizza. You've tried the best, now try the rest.
I just never got behind Alf as a kid.
Nah.
I don't really know what Alf is, if I'm honest. I just saw it in the news.
It's America. In America, it's a big.
Yeah. It never
UK
really
never really got it.
No, I'm like, okay.
It's like last week when we were on about that the Super 7 are going to be doing some of the big like Christmas ones like Frosty the Snowman, and they're going to be doing some Charlie Brown stuff, and I'm like, yeah, whatever those are. The Americans love them apparently. Yeah, the X-Ray Studios are giving us a new series called Combatants, and this is the Rhino figure, the Red Rhino. Another big anthropomorphic baddie for my collection.
That's cool.
He looks quite epic. Yeah,
I like that.
That looks quite cool. Whoa, he looks big.
Oh, it's a big thing. It looks to be about the same size as that Jekyll and Hyde I've got from Loose Collector.
Yeah,
very similar scale to that. From looking at
right,
it.
Okay.
So that's behind me, and he's absolutely massive. He's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just looks badass.
It's very kind of it's got a real Minotaur vibe to it.
Yeah. I'm this year I'm all in with some of the smaller studios because they're putting out some amazing figures, like Loose Collector and that. I've been behind them massively this last year or so. Some of their toys have been amazing.
I agree. There's a lot of good kind of smaller companies at the moment.
Yeah. Let me just keep scrolling to find the next thing. Yeah, here we go.
While finding it, Jenko said in the comments, did you ever see the Indiana Jones hat popcorn bucket? I did not see that.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
What was it? Just a hat? Nothing special to it?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's crazy.
I've got a Super Mario question mark box popcorn thing.
Yeah. They look very cool. I didn't catch one of them. I think the last one I got was the Guardians of the Galaxy one. Shelley did love Alf. Oh well. There's always one.
Introducing the Marvel Bleacher Buddies. Does everyone remember those stupid 24-inch plushes you used to wrestle with as a kid? So this is basically those in Marvel format. So you can get a Sentinel with the X-Men.
I like that.
That's 97 themed, isn't it?
That is definitely Tom's hair.
Oh, that might be something. I'm thinking of trailers. The X-Men cartoon trailer.
Yeah.
Good shout. Good shout.
I like that.
Why is she punching him in the crotch?
Storm in the back.
Or you can wrestle with Miles Morales.
They're just a bit odd.
They're not. Those ones aren't. Venom's all right.
Venom's okay. They're just odd.
Good.
They are just a bit odd though. Like I don't really get why they're doing them.
Well,
still big in the wrestling world. Massive.
Yeah.
Are they still big in the wrestling world?
Do
Yeah,
you
never had.
Yeah. Do you not remember as a kid getting one of those massive, stupid plushes and just doing alt moves to him?
Yeah.
That's straight. I had a Hollywood Hulk Hogan one. I think he even made noise.
Yeah, that's WCW ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hollywood,
I'm sure.
Goldberg, Macho Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it made noise when I like wrestled with it.
Yeah.
I just don't see the crossover. I don't see why Marvel are doing the same thing. I get it for
It's
the
strange,
wrestling.
yeah.
I can tell you why right now, because of money.
Money.
Lots of money.
Yeah, okay,
because all the kids want to wrestle with a Sentinel, apparently.
fair point. Fair point. When we spoke to just quickly on the sort of 97 sort of tip, obviously on Monday's show we had Ryan Ting on, and we it wasn't a show. Obviously Sorrell was ill, so I had to ride solo, which was a bit awkward because Sorrell had prepared a lot of the questions. So I was going like, okay, let's just talk stuff. I was well impressed that Ryan Ting is actually a big Street Fighter collector as well. So he was bigging up the Jada Toys Street Fighter collection. And he's a big Turtles guy as well. But we were talking X-Men 97. Obviously, he couldn't say too much, but definitely alluded to the fact that we are definitely going to get a third wave of figures.
Oh, yeah. No, sure.
Yeah, it's, without him kind of giving too much away, we all knew it was coming, but yeah, definitely alluded to the fact that there was definitely more figures coming.
That's the one line. I don't really dip into modern stuff. I try not to because of my wallet. It costs too much. Because with the vintage stuff, I still got it. But I've got the originals right here, and there's something what I do. I'm really tempted to dip into, just to have a bit more articulation and just make it look a little bit cooler. I don't know.
Yeah, the X-Men collection is one that I struggled to let go of. I was kind of like, no, I'm going to keep the X-Men. I'm going to keep the Spider-Man. Yeah, they're hard to beat. They're good articulated figures. The colors pop. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Hasbro X-Men.
Plus, you know that you're going to want to take a photo of the yellow and blue Wolverine next to Ryu, or Captain America next to Ryu now for Capcom versus Marvel.
That was exactly my thinking. I was like, I can collect Street Fighter because I can do a ton of Capcom versus Marvel.
Yep.
So yeah, they are in the
BBC. So Star Wars Vintage Collection dropped this lovely little droid this week, Kenner.
Yeah.
The only problem is you've got to you kind of got to buy a ship to get it. the ship that no one asked for, the E-wing, which is going to set you back £109 just to get this cute little droid called Kenner, because nostalgia. And it looks like R2D2. It's called Kenner, yeah, KE4N4A or something. Kenner, and literally it's basically the R2D2 droid that Kenner originally produced back in the day, just with some minor color alterations, but it's the same, like the big eye, and that was like the classic looking R2D2 from back in the day.
That's quite cool.
As you can see though from his body, the reason I'm getting annoyed is because it's a builder droid. The arms clearly pop off, the head clearly pops off because you can attach it to the so I kind of need that now, and it's going to cost me £109 to get it.
Wow.
Is the head the only bit that's different though? Because the base unit looks very similar to.
The body and the legs and the third leg is identical to every other droid that I've got in the little box behind me. And mate, I've got thousands of them. Let me get the little. Let me just get this just to show you how many of these stupid things I own. Look at this. Right.
Wow.
All those bodies are identical. They're just slightly different colors.
So why don't you just get someone to 3D print you one?
Because then it won't be the same, and then my collection will be tarnished with a random little 3D printed one, and all the rest of them are like perfect. So £109. I'm pretty sure someone's going to want the ship. I hope.
Yeah.
But I have 1,001 heads that I could just sit on top of that little stupid E-wing. I've got 1,001 little heads.
That's it. What you want to do is swap it out for a different head and tell somebody that you've swapped it out for a different
head.
Mate,
I had to go back the other day and pick up that stupid 40th anniversary one from Jabba's sail barge.
Oh,
just
really?
To get the parts, because somebody told me that it's a different color variation of red compared to the other ones we have, and I looked it up and I was like, it definitely was a different color red, so I had to go buy it.
You're down a rabbit hole with those, mate.
£28 later for one little droid.
Does it not frustrate you though, knowing that they're just literally all the same parts?
Yes, and it frustrates me knowing that they released one for the Star Cruiser Hotel that currently goes for £100 and something on the internet, and I don't own it.
Whoa.
And it's the only one. It's the only one out of the collection that I'm missing. That's why I have to get them every time they come out. I own every single Builder figure since 2004. So I have a complete run of these stupid things. That's why I could never let them go. Because I've got little droids in there that if I build them, put them on eBay, they're worth about 100 quid a pop.
Why don't
Like
you
the
just
little glow in the dark one and stuff.
You need to put them all on the shelf, man. We need to see all of them together.
Oh, that's because I do those silly little videos where I say, "Tell me what droid you want me to build," and I'll build it because it gets like 30,000 hits on a shot.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
I've recently gone down a. I'm on a tangent now. I've recently gone down a rabbit hole because someone said to me, "You've got all the Five Nights at Freddy's snaps figures from Funko, haven't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course I have. I'm an idiot and I buy all of them." So everyone's like, "Well, why don't you build me a Five Nights at Freddy's figure?" So I've now got all those parts in this box, so I can build any Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic.
Man, that is extra.
You've lost it.
Well, I don't know, really. I can't do that. I've got boxes of accessories and stuff. I could probably throw together some figures, but yeah.
So I get shouted at in the comments by kids going, "It's the 4th day of me asking for R7D7."
Yeah.
And I have to go look up this random deep cut droid that I've never heard of.
Yeah, dear. Triple G in the comics. How we doing, Triple G? Good to see you. Thank you very much
in the
for
comics.
tuning
You mean
in. Triple G in the comments. Did I say Triple G in the
You
comments?
said Triple G in the comics. Triple G in the comics.
Triple G in the comics. Triple G comic in the comments. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're keeping well. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I don't. You know what? These Builder figures are kind of lost on me a little bit. I don't want to start because I'm very like you, and knowing that I'm that far behind what is out would really frustrate me.
Yeah, don't do it. Do not do it to yourself, mate. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. There are only three little stupid droids, but once you start,
no, not interested.
Do you not remember about 6 months ago, Ryan going, "I've got this fancy set from Orlando," and I'm like, "That's the one I'm missing." Ryan is like, "What, do you want to buy it?" I'm like, "Yes, sell me it."
Did he sell it to you?
Yeah.
Did he hike the price up, or did he cut you?
No, it was very kind. It was the one I was missing. It was the Rise of Skywalker one that I couldn't find when I went to Florida.
Okay, as long as he was kind with it.
The one thing that does wind me up, and again, I'm on a proper tangent now, but the one thing that does wind me up is at some point I do need to go to Tokyo and Hong Kong just to get the Builder droid parts from there now, because I've got Paris's, I've got California's, I've got Orlando's. I need Tokyo's and Hong Kong's now.
Triple G said that he doesn't want to lie, but it sounds like he needs an intervention. We're just going to walk into a room and it's going to be your friends and loved ones.
You're 6 years too late to intervention. Look at my room. I've been doing 2 toys a day for 6 years. I'm surrounded by about 5,000 figures. My room is mental. I've got 3 toy rooms now.
You'll come home one day and they'll all be gone, and it'll just be all your loved ones and friends. Sorrel, we need to talk, Sorrel.
I moved into this house so that I could have this room as like my nice room, and it's all set up lovely. And I've got like a certain amount of display room, but I've got like 2 other toy rooms in this house, which my wife now hates me for. But I've got 2 other toy rooms.
I'll tell you what. Talking about toy rooms, the whole house move for us is looking like it's going to take place pretty soon. So I'm going to custom build my new toy room. I'm well excited, especially to the fact that when I came out to switch on tonight, there was a massive spider behind one of my cabinets. It wasn't even a Spider-Man cabinet. That's why I keep looking around, because I'm like, where the hell is that gone?
Is he there?
Yeah. It wasn't even with Spider-Man.
I'm kind of sitting in my old kitchen at the moment.
Nice.
We did our remodeling and we built another kitchen. I was like, I need an office. Can I have an office, please? Yeah, sure. So it's only small. This is the small area of part of the old kitchen, and it's just developed into a little toy room. And then I've got the outbuilding, which is the studio toy room. But I can't keep anything decent out there because it gets really cold in the winter and really hot in the summer, and it just destroys things. Yeah,
just wouldn't work, would it? So no, I'm a big believer that everyone that collects needs to have a space. That's part of the, and you get
even
people.
If it's a shelf.
Yeah, it's you can't. I just say to my wife, I'm like, I tell you what, none of my stuff will kind of bleed into the house and the visiting space, but there will be a little hub. There'll be a little hideaway that is just me, and if you want to come out and look at stuff, you can't. You can't
Same
telling
here.
you the combination. But no, I'm a big believer. Any other toy news this week, or was that? It's been a quiet one, hasn't it? It's been rubbish.
Yeah, the Marvel Legends Venom Space Knight and Mania 2-pack went up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store and all the usuals. As you said, the DC Vampire Damien and Owlman exclusives are getting wider releases and will be appearing on our toy stores in the UK imminently, as we already know from the comments. We already know one's up.
The only Marvel Legends that came out this week was, of course, the Daredevil and Hydro Man 2-pack based on the animated series, the Spider-Man animated series. And the internet was kind of torn. Some people absolutely loved it. Some people were kind of a bit disappointed. A really random mixing, like putting Hydro Man and Daredevil together, but they're kind of deep cutting a little bit the Spider-Man animated series. And they did say that these 2-packs are going to be very much about giving us more characters from the show and won't necessarily be related. So they're not necessarily two characters that go together. But yeah, I think that it's, it's okay. It's not, it's not for me. I've got that 3-pack Daredevil. I'm happy with that one.
Yeah, the only other thing was, I love a good blind bag. Disney Doorables have now jumped into the Star Wars fray. So then they're now doing Star Wars. It's only a matter of time till they start doing Marvel. But yeah, they've been showing off slowly all the collection of the Star Wars minis that are coming out. Can't lie, do like that little holographic layer. There are some that I think look really mental and fun, but you like Grogu in his little cat there. Yeah, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? It's so cute. And they're all going to come inside the little Death Stars. You get 4 little figures in every Death Star. There's 25 to collect.
That is pretty cool. Should we have a little talk about our little minifigures?
Yeah, why not?
You heard about ours, Paul?
I have, yeah. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool.
People have heard about
them. One I like.
One I like.
I've forgotten it. Podgaz or something.
Podgers.
Podgers. That's how you say it. Yeah. So he looks like me, so I'm like, yeah, I like him.
So for anybody that is following our Pocket Goblins, we are currently just sitting out of a month left of backing time. So we've got about 5 weeks, I think, on the Kickstarter, and we're currently sitting just under 30% funded, which is quite a strong place to be with a month left. Obviously, we were hoping to be a little bit further forward at this point, but we've had quite a lot of interaction with people asking us certain questions and things like that. But we have had quite a few updates. So we were planning on doing an update stream last week, but obviously Sorrell wasn't feeling his best, and so we put things off. But we have had quite a few updates. So the first thing is that we have got a very, very talented sculptor on board who has kind of joined the fray. And we are going to kind of announce them properly when we do our stream and they can join us. But most people would have heard of this sculptor in one way, shape, or form. Don't you agree, Sorrell?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Fully invested, doing all of our 3D sculpting for us, and has got the first of the prototypes heading over. So have you got a picture? Have you got a picture of Bruce? Have you got him?
No, I ain't got any pictures in hand. Sorry.
Let me have a look. I think I've got one on my phone.
You didn't put it on the thing, did you?
On the what? No, I didn't. I didn't. So it's all right. I've got it here on my phone. So we've got the first in-hand prototype of Brute. So you can kind of see how he scales in regards to the hand. This is the early prototype. So there's a few movements on his body. So his arms are being brought in a little bit closer to kind of get rid of those gaps underneath his arms to make him a bit more solid. But as you can see, the detail on him is phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal, and much better than we kind of could have ever imagined. Like they are really, really cool. We've also had a couple of updates in regards to things like the blind bag that we're looking at. So these are looking very cool. They're kind of where they need to be at the moment. And I think one of the most exciting updates is the possibility of including the trading cards now. So we put the trading cards originally as a stretch goal, but it's looking like we might be able to pull it off and actually include it with the base offering. So if we can, we're going to kind of announce that properly, and it will be on the Kickstarter and all the rest of it. But anybody that has supported it so far will obviously be tied in for that. But we are looking at a slightly different way of production, and if we go that route, then it means that we can actually provide the trading cards as well with those initial first batches, which is really, really cool. Jenko T, one of our first supporters there. Actually, I think Jenko was the one who pledged first out of everyone.
I think he was, yeah.
Really hope these get funded. My nephews are so excited to open up their blind bags with me and hide them around the house for people to find. That's really cool, Jenko. But no, we are really, really hopeful. So please, if you are thinking of jumping on board, if you are interested, then do jump on that Kickstarter and put a pledge in. Every single pledge is going to have some form of reward, whether it's a blind bag, whether it's a full set. But we're not just sitting back. We're not just sitting back and just hoping that things sort of play their course. We are using this time to make phone calls, make contact emails and everything. I've spoken to more people about production methods in the last week than I care to even explain. But there's lots of exciting things. So glow in the dark variant, glow in the dark chase figures are a possibility. The trading cards are a possibility, but obviously we don't know what we're working with until we get funded. So do jump over on that.
They're really reasonable as well. Really reasonable. I'm looking at the prices. I'm gonna pledge. I'll pledge.
Yeah, amazing. Thanks, Toy Scavenger.
I'm in.
No, we appreciate that. We
me.
do appreciate that. We've got it's an interesting line, and the lovely thing is me and Sorrel have kind of gone deep, haven't we? So we've got like up until series 4 kind of planned out and conceptualized, and everything kind of hangs in the balance of series 1 being funded, because we're not doing this to we don't want to kind of make a toy line and just kind of run and just kind of go, oh yeah, this is great, we'll do this. We're very much that if we can fund at this, it puts the next thing in motion and we can keep it moving, which is really, really exciting. I'm gonna no, I'm not gonna
what are you gonna,
I was going to show Sankoff, but I'm not going to show Sankoff. But we will do an update stream, hopefully maybe next week. And we will go through, we'll have our sculptor on board as well. And we will go through a load of details about where we're at. But I think it's cool. I think if we can get the trading cards in with them as well, it makes that initial base offering even more kind of value for money. It's one of those things that we wanted to kind of create a game around them as well, so that there was like almost like with Pokemon, where you kind of had the cards and you could play a game and you could collect. It kind of adds to that collection element if you've got like a trading card. And I'm not talking about kind of just printed out on a bit of paper trading card. I mean, these are proper playing card quality trading cards that we've got quoted for. So they will be proper kind of laminated card. Like they look the absolute bomb. Like I'm like, these are really cool. I just want the cards. So yes, it's been an interesting one, hasn't it? So
yeah, seeing it go from like concept in like our head to like getting a physical little figure in hand is amazing.
Yeah,
such a cool thing.
So hopefully we'll have those actually with us. I don't know if it probably won't be before we do the update stream, but it'll definitely be before the end of the campaign closes, so that we can actually show them off and people can see kind of physically what they are. Yeah, it's exciting. It's very exciting. It's just that kind of, it's that nervous time now. We're into the kind of final month of funding, and it all rests on whether we get it or not. So
usually like the last 24 hours, isn't it? That's the kick.
Yeah,
it just suddenly jumps up.
Don't. Yeah. I will need a sedative that day. I will be sat losing my screen.
But what we are saying, we are saying that, you know what, if you can't fund it or it's not your bag, that's fine. But just do us a favor and help spread the word, because you like the little pun that I put in. But yeah, if you just help us share it, help get the word out, because you don't know who it is that might be interested.
Mm.
I want to do like a little Muscle Men and Monster in My Pocket comparison as well. So we'll show you how they compare to those nostalgic figures when we've got a prototype in hand. But it's really cool, kind of seeing the final kind of colors, the actual kind of final colors of what they'll look like. Seeing the trading cards, seeing the blind bags, like it's all coming together.
You can't compare me to a
Exciting.
muscle figure. Muscle ain't got nothing on me, pal.
I already want to see a Brute's figure next to a Muscle Man just to see how much he out muscles. And one of the things as well, I don't know if you can really tell from that picture that I put up. It's one of the things that we were saying based on the 3D render that we were selling it off. We said that Brute's would have kind of more Popeye kind of forearms, and the sculptor has actually done that. They've given him real Popeye forearms, so he's much forearm heavier than he was in the concept art, which I think is brilliant. It's exactly, if you even the detail on his loincloth, look at the detail. It's fantastic. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I love the fact that some of them have got loincloths on and then some of them are just bollock naked. I love it.
Oh, I love it. I love the fact that
there's no rhyme or reason behind any of the design.
Some of them choose to wear clothes and some
like,
of them don't.
Like brains, isn't it?
That's the best thing.
Should be clever enough to wear clothes.
Our Brains hasn't got anything. He's so smart he doesn't need to. And then you got people like Gnomes that have got like a full-on hat, collar, and belt. It's kind of like, yeah. But one thing we are going to do, and our kind of pledge to the pledgers, that's the best way I can do it, is that if we do fund, we will celebrate the funding. So the date closes March 15th is when it closes.
Yeah.
If we do fund, we will celebrate on March 15th by doing a live stream and showing off Series 2. So that's kind of how we're going to do it. So there'll be no kind of official date or when they're coming and stuff, but we will show you the next lineup of Goblins. Because if March 15th comes around and we've hit the target, then the ball's rolling. So we will show you what's coming next.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go.
Exciting.
If you want to say that. Sorry, I just talked. I went.
You did. No, it's fine. Just to get, yeah, man, and just to round it out with put a goblin in your pocket.
my youngest son literally runs around the house saying that. I'm just I need to get a video, but I think I told you last week. Well, he watched the advert. He loves watching the little advert that we got, and obviously Sorrell does the voices, and he comes up to me and he goes, "Hockey Goblins," and I'm like, "It's not Hockey Goblins, it's Pocket Goblins." He went, "No, listen, he says Hockey Goblins." I'm like, "No, that's just his northern accent. It's Pocket Goblins." He was like, "Oh yeah, it does make more sense actually." Yeah, every now and again, I'll turn around, he'll go up on my face, be like, "Hockey Goblins." I'm like, "No." There we go. Bethany Breath, she said, "Now breathe." Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm just very excited. We're both very excited for it.
Yeah, I recorded that voice for my brother's voicemail the other day because he was laughing at my little. He's watched that stupid little advert so many times on YouTube, and he laughs at it every time. And he looks at me today when please put that on my voicemail. So I sat there today going, "Jamie's not here right now. Leave a message after the tone, all right?" And he's like, "That is the best thing ever."
It's good. They've got life. They've got life.
No, I was laughing tonight because I'm sat watching Lord of the Rings, and Lynn went, "Is that where you got the voice from?" Like, well, obviously that's where I got it from.
Yeah.
What about their legs? They don't need those. It was just that one mixed with the other one that goes, "They are not for eating." I just put the two together with the accent.
It's awesome. It's awesome. And obviously a week after that, we will be at Collectors Con.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully. What are you on about?
Well, yeah.
Oh, it's a bit touchy cloth moment.
We are due to appear at Saturday 30th of March, Figure Collectors at the Bolton Stadium Hotel. Me and Sorrell are meant to be up there. So yeah, so if we do fund, we will bring some stuff with us as well to show off at the convention. it's
Hopefully,
Yeah,
all
won't I?
being well,
Yeah.
all being well. Hopefully, and yeah.
I think they had a bit of trouble with some of the ticket sales that were being sold or missold or something. Not missold, that's the wrong way, but they were not being promoted the way that they were supposed to be being promoted, weren't they? So
It's because he put two. It's because he put two ticket. Yeah, I said this from start. But he put he put a ticket up for the event and then put a separate ticket for the collector's con panel, but it didn't cost anything, and people were getting
yeah.
I don't know why they did that, but okay,
It'll be fine.
Hopefully, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be
I hope
fine.
it is because there's a load of people, like a load of the traders that I've sent him loads of names of traders and stuff that I normally deal with and stuff. There's going to be some good guys there, some good stalls there.
It's going to be
Like DNA Toys there, which is Dario Vicente. He's in all the groups. He's a really nice guy, is Dario. So he's going to be there. I believe Corvus Moon are going to be there. They're a big NECA. Like they stock all the NECA and stuff and Super Sevens. And then you've got like there's a big Doctor Who guy there. There's a big wrestling company come in. There's some good names. It's just we need to get the tickets sold.
Yeah, it's going to be a good convention. But yeah, who knows? Who knows?
And it's an action figure one, so I mean, it's not going to be full of frigging what you got there. People selling fudge and people selling random posters of rubbish.
No, it is going to be a full-on action figure convention. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But he's doing all the right things. So it's one of them things that, like we've said before, if you're local, if you're interested, jump on. I think the tickets are available via Eventbrite now.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a tenner, isn't it? It's not even expensive
like
to get in when you actually look at the price of a lot of the local conventions and stuff. Like it's not a huge price to pay considering the actual breadth of stalls and stuff that are going to be there.
And in fact, they get to see our lovely mugs.
Yeah, me and Sorrell in person.
And a few Adams.
A few Adams as well. Of course, Lightning Collector as well. Lightning Collector 2021.
Yeah.
I always forget what the 2020 is at the end. It's definitely Lightning.
2020 something.
I was just called him Lightning Collector, but there's a 2020 in there.
Yeah, and AJPW.
Yep.
He's going to be there as well, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh, and there's a G.I. Joe guy. Oh my God, action figure. What's the G.I. Joe guy called? Oh my God, do not miss him out.
We haven't crossed paths with him yet properly, have we?
Not yet. No, we haven't met him yet. We still need to get him on.
I will find out.
Professional, yes.
Have you got it?
Nope.
Oh,
Although some other news, while you're looking it up, Disney Plus announced that the Goosebumps Series 2 has been renewed.
you know, I only just finished watching Goosebumps Series 1. I didn't realize there was another episode that I missed. I thought it just ended, and I was like, "Oh, it's a bit of a random ending."
Was it good, or is it good? Because I want to watch it with my son, but I haven't had a chance yet because we haven't had a moment. We're going through all the Marvel films at the moment.
I think Jacob liked it, didn't he?
I liked it, but not as Goosebumps.
No.
Okay.
They shouldn't have called it Goosebumps. They should have given. And I know there's a lot of tie-ins and Easter eggs, but they should have gone with a new name and just an anthology series by Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tying it into Goosebumps gave it that instant, expectations.
Yeah. As as just a standalone thing, it was cool. Right, hang on. I've got it. Wait for a second. Fuller's Figures.
Fuller's Figures. There we go. Fuller's Figures.
How do we miss that? And it is Lightning Collector 2021.
Cool.
I thought it was 2021, and then as I said it, I was like, "Have I got that wrong?" So yes, it's myself, SuperSorrell, Fuller's Figures, AJWF, Lightning Collector 2021, and Few Adams are the people making up the collectors panel.
But I tell you what, Jacob, if you did enjoy the last series of Goosebumps, you'll be glad to know that it's completely a new cast and a complete new setting for the new series. So it won't be finishing that story off. You're just going to be left on that lovely cliffhanger.
What?
So series 2 will be a whole new thing. Season 2, the synopsis is teenage siblings discover a threat within their home, setting off a chain of events that unravel a profound mystery. As they delve into the unknown, the duo find themselves entangled in a story of 5 teenagers who mysteriously vanished in 1994.
So basically, like, do it, get rid of everything they've just done, and just start again.
basically.
Maybe it'll work this time.
They end it on a real cliffhanger.
And they're not going to round it out for you, I don't think, by the sounds of it. Because it says here that season 2 is a new cast and a new setting and is switching up this time around.
Why? Why break it if it's not? Why fix it if it's not broken? Like, it worked. It was okay.
I don't
But-
know.
I mean,
Unless
they
they're
could.
going deep, like 4 seasons deep, and they've got
Hmm.
that last season to join them all together.
Yeah, that would work. That would work, I suppose. Speaking of tying things together and that, do you know what I learned last week? Like Walking Dead. You know, The Walking Dead has obviously got like 3 shows and 6 spin-offs,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. I only found out that there's actually a mini series called Torn Apart that's about the zombie at the beginning. Did you guys know that? Yeah.
No,
I only found out this last week. I don't know how I've not seen it.
saying what to watch, but
Yeah.
like watch this, then watch this, then watch this, then watch this, then watch this.
Yeah, it's a mini series. You know the zombie I'm talking about, the one, the first zombie that Rick Grimes meets, the woman that's like cut off at the waist.
Yeah.
And it's a mini series about her. It's called Torn Apart, which is a play on words because it's about her looking after her kids and also getting torn apart, I guess. But yeah, it's a mini series.
We know
on
how
her.
it ends.
Yeah, and how she ends up. Yeah, spoilers. She ends up being ripped apart. But yeah, it's yeah. So I don't know where you can watch it or how, but there is a. It's been filmed. It's out there, and all the rest of it. Bethany Beth said, "I've never watched The
Never.
Walking Dead."
Wow.
How have you even got through life without accidentally watching something from The Walking Dead? Like it's on everywhere. That's madness.
So my wife hates geek stuff, everything, hates it. Can't talk to her about it, nothing.
Sorrell's gone. Look,
I
he's died.
tricked her into watching The Walking Dead. He's gone. I tricked her into watching The Walking Dead years
She
ago.
loved
I was like, let's watch this. It's a movie or something. And then, you know, how it all starts and so on. And she's like, oh, isn't he the one from Love Actually? Yes, he is. Keep
Yes.
watching. Oh, 2 episodes deep. Let's keep going. 3 episodes. And then just hooked. She was
Amazing.
She was hooked.
Amazing.
She's
See,
never
my
finished it.
wife hates like horror stuff. Like, and
Yeah.
so whenever
Yes,
I'm watching, she's just like, "Oh, turn it down a little bit, or don't. Can you watch this when I'm not around or something?" But I said to her, I said, "It's not. It's not about horror as such. It's like it's about the people." And I think that I mean I read all the comic books, so she sat there watching me in bed, kind of just reading the book after book after book. And then so when it came to the TV show, I was like, well, I have to watch this because it's kind of an adaptation of those books and stuff. And she just wasn't interested. But funnily enough, when I was watching Last of Us that came out, so I was like, oh, it's another kind of zombie thing like Walking Dead. And she's like, I'm not interested. I was like, okay, fair enough. I was like, it's got Pedro Pascal in it, you know, like the guy's in everything. And she was like, no, not interested. And then she came in the room when I was watching that Nick Offerman episode, and she was kind of like, what are you watching? I was like, this is that zombie program. Like, I don't think it is. I was like, no, honest, it is. It really is.
This is it.
But yeah, there we go. Just very quickly, Shelley said that she thinks the chat's playing up and she's having a refresh. Otherwise, she's not seeing everyone's comments. We do apologize if there is a bit of a lag in the chat somewhere. We're trying to get comments as we go through. Sorrel's on mute, so that he's chatting away. He's got some kind of...
Sorry. Shelley, as well, just to remind as well, we go out on 2 different channels. So some people might be in my chat, some people might be in Jacob's chat. We can see everyone here. So if you see in comments you can't see, it might be that they're in Jacob's.
Yeah. And it's not even just 2 channels. We go in different places. So it does go out across a handful of different... My son wound me up the other day because he was like, I tuned in the other night and there was like only a couple of people watching. I was like, yeah, but where did you tune in? Because there's people that come in from all different channels and he was like, yeah. And then comments started coming up and I couldn't see those people commenting. And I'm like, yes, because they were on a different channel or a different, like, bear in mind, we're not just going out in one place. There we go. So Andrew, nice to see you though. Yeah, all good. But no, I love The Walking Dead. I'm a massive Walking Dead fan. Absolutely love it. And I'm all up for the Rick and Michonne spin-off. I know people are kind of getting bored of it now, but I'm like, It's one of them things. If there's a
Ah.
story out there to tell, I kind of want to watch it.
I'm still waiting for it all to come on the UK. They haven't none of that. Was it Dead?
None
Is
of
it
the
Dead
new ones
City?
have. No, none of the new ones have. But then you got to bear in
I
mind
just-
that we had the writer's strike as well. So
Yeah.
a lot of the new ones are kind of in a hiatus, if that's the right word. So
Mm.
it might be we get them when they kind of round it off. One thing that did come onto UK telly though this week, I don't know if either of you gents watched it, was Ted, the series.
I was about to say, I bet you're going to say Ted. I
Yeah.
haven't got Now TV. I'm going to get it though again for that.
See, I watched it through Sky Arts or whatever it is. I don't know. It's on
Yeah.
Sky somewhere.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's very kind of like groany, as in like, okay, yeah. Oh, that's I know where you're going. But it is quite cool to see Ted and what's his name? Johnny, is it? When they're before they're kind of like stoners, before they're kind of into it.
Yeah.
It is quite fun.
It's Saved by the
just
Bellish,
like
is it?
yeah, it's just like an extended episode of South Park, not South Park, Family Guy. It's all those kind of jokes and just stuff. It's okay. It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. Northern Nomad, Eat Your Heart Out, Robert Kirkman. There we go. I'm guessing that's a Walking Dead reference.
Was that another mini comic?
Oh, is it?
Eat your heart out. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like it should be, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I thought this was interesting as well. So we talk about that Jurassic Park is getting a reboot.
Oh yeah.
Again.
So Jurassic Park is in the works, and we should hopefully see a film in 2025, right?
Oh really?
However, they've just announced today that Jurassic World is getting another sequel, and that will be also in 2025. So you may get 2 Jurassic movies in 1 year, one based on Jurassic Park, which is going to be a soft reboot, and then Jurassic World, the sequel, continuing the current timeline.
Well, I can't complain. I love them. Absolutely love them. Favorite film of all time.
Where else they could go with it? Didn't the last film kill them all off? Kind of. No, did it?
No, they went out to the wild, didn't they? And they just kind of coexisted. I love
wrap it all, start again.
I love the Jurassic franchise. Absolutely love it. And I think it's kind of, being a kind of an early 90s film, there's a lot of us that kind of grew up with it, kind of in the cinema. There was always something Jurassic going on. And I even like Jurassic Park 2. I even like Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, Lost World.
Yeah.
Lost World is my favorite. Lost World is my favorite of the movies.
What, with Ian Malcolm?
Yeah, that is my favorite of the movies.
Is it?
It's when they brought in all those military vehicles and just
because like
those dinosaurs stuff.
Yeah, because the first one is very much like introducing you to dinosaurs. The dinosaurs are back, and this is what they can do, and it's setting the scene. The second one is literally just straight in, and like you say, it's that scene of him just hunting them dinosaurs down. And
well, even when the girl does gymnastics and like kicks,
even when the girl does gymnastics and kicks a Velociraptor in the face, I'm still with it at that point.
I must admit, one of the scariest visuals across the Jurassic franchise is from Jurassic Park 2, and that's when you get the aerial shot of the Velociraptors in the long grass.
Oh yeah,
I think that's really cool when you can see them walking in the
as well, didn't he?
Yeah, it's. But yeah, I'm a massive fan. I just hope that the soft reboot doesn't like ruin it. I really.
It will.
Yeah.
According to what I've read, there's the new version of the reboot is going to be a lot closer to the books. They're going for the full-on book version rather than it. Like they're not. I think the idea is the Jurassic World sequels are going to continue what you know as Jurassic Park and be like the family-friendly franchise. But by the sounds of it, they're going all out with this new one that's going to be a lot more based on the books. It's the Michael Crichton adaptation, and it's meant to be a lot darker. So
that could be.
I think that's how they're going with it, which should be good. If that's true, then that could be good because the book is brutal.
Yeah, love it.
And I can't wait to see Dennis Nedry bite it again in that one.
I seem to remember. I think it was 93. I was 7, 8. I was 7, something like that. And my dad was reading the book, and he was like, "You'll like this book," even though I couldn't. I didn't really read proper books at that point. He's like, "You'll like this book. It's about a big theme park and the dinosaurs." I said, "What they move?" He's like, "No, they're not like robots. They're real dinosaurs." And then he gave it to me, and I never read it. And then we went on holiday again, and he bought me the Lost World book again. Like, so it said read that. So I read the Lost World book, and I was like, I love this. This is great. Went back and read the first one, and I was like, man, all the people in this book are dead. In this book, like, what's happened here? So confused as a kid, and then obviously all the films and so on were just kind of confusing me even more. But I've still got those 2 books sitting there. I think it's like a first edition Jurassic Park I've got. It's battered.
Wow.
Absolutely battered. It's not worth the good money. That's what I'll just say that.
You said you've got the Jurassic Park. That's one of your collections.
Yeah. So it was just before the last film. No, just before Jurassic World came out. I was like, oh, they're bringing out a film. I'm going to start collecting the figures. I had the figures as a kid, and I had a few of them. This is the vintage stuff again. I was like, I'm going to collect these carded things because the values and so on are going to go up, and I'm not going to be able to do this ever again. So I started, and I got to a good point. Got the more expensive ones first at the time, which were like maybe 40, 45, 50 pounds at the time, carded, and they were expensive. Now that some of those ones are going for like 100, 200, so I did it at the right time. I got the big Rex, the T-Rex, the electronic stomping one. The original one, Big Red Rex. I've got him, and I think I paid about £80 for him sealed.
Wow.
When I first got it, he's about 500, 600 now. And I'm glad I did a video on it actually on the collection halfway through while I was collecting. I'm going to do another one update because I completed it and I'm done. I've got the loose figures now. I'm just continuing with the loose figures.
Have you got a compound?
I got the compound. Yeah, I've got the compound open though because I always wanted it as a kid, never had it. So that's one of the ones I was like, because I collect mint in box. So I was like, I need this open because it's just too cool to play with. But it is this guy. This is mine from when I was a kid. Find him. This you won't know. I don't know if you will know him. This guy. Okay.
What?
His name is Dr. Snare. Right? You recognise him at all? No. He did not make a movie. And basically, they did a season 1 Jurassic Park toys. Like Alan Grant and blah blah blah. Then they did season 2. And they just changed the colours of Alan Grant and so on, just different outfits. And then they were like, we need some more characters. So they made the Dino Trackers and the Dino Raiders. Oh, get them mixed up. The Evil Raiders, and this is one of the Evil Raiders. His name is Dr. Snare. He comes with dino damage. You bite his back. There you go. And his little thing comes off. But I got this from a shop in the 90s. His actual figure. I broke him now. But I got him from a shop in the 90s. And these didn't come over in the UK. And I have no idea how I had this. They were just... it was a shop that imported toys, I'm assuming. And because I had some Demolition Man, remember Demolition Man? Yeah. I had some the Demolition Man car in that same shop. Never see any other toys anywhere. But yeah, so I've kept him. He turns out he's one of the most expensive ones, like sealed to get. Now he's one of the ones that's about 200 quid.
Oh, what dinosaur does he come with? Does he come with a little mini dinosaur like all the rest of them?
I can never say it. Carnotaurus or something like that. Where is he?
That is awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But he's So this is mine as a kid, and I just loved him. Yeah. So I was like, I had to buy him again, on card, and yeah.
Why do I imagine if he made it into a film, he would be played by a 90s Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Dinosaurs, brother.
I absolutely loved the Jurassic Park toys as a kid. Like I did. I was fortunate enough. I got the compound, and if you had the compound, you were very familiar with all the phrases that came out of it. And even now, every now and again, when you have something that's just kind of integrated into your head, every now and again, when my head kind of goes into screensaver mode, I just hear the tropical storm moving in. I just like that just comes into my head every now and again. I'm like, damn that compound. Like, damn.
Iconic. It's iconic.
And I loved it as a kid, but at the same time, I was so disappointed because it wasn't Jurassic Park, but it was. So it was like one part of the visitor center that wasn't really recognizable as the visitor center, a handful of gates that, like, you know, again, there weren't gates like that came out of the visitor center, and then a Jurassic Park gate that didn't really resemble the Jurassic Park gate, and it all kind of went together and essentially was a big pen in front of a straw top base. And it, like, as a Jurassic Park fan, I was like, yes, I've got the playset, but then at the same time I was like, it's not the playset, like it doesn't fit. So yeah, I loved it. But yeah, there was like a little computer and you could press the button and it would give you all the little sound effects. Loved it.
See a comment from, is it Jenko T? He said about Dennis Nedry not being looking like Wayne Knight at all. There he is. He was not nothing like him.
It made him so much more hunky looking as an action
Exactly.
figure.
Was that figure meant to be Dennis Nedry? I had that one as a kid, and I always assumed it was Malcolm. Ian Malcolm. I assumed that was meant to be.
That's Dennis
Nedry. So there's one other thing with that figure as well. I don't know if you knew, but did you know his arms come off?
No.
Yeah. Dino damage. Yeah.
Right. I did a reel
on
that, like on my Instagram, and the amount of people that were like, I did not know this. I didn't know it as a kid.
No,
I didn't know it.
That's one thing I remember. When you said dino damage, I was going to say it, but I didn't want to ruin it.
I suppose as a kid, you wouldn't sit there trying to pull his arms off either, would you? Like,
no, not at all.
Kids must have found that out. Like,
it is on the back of the card in a little bit at the top saying dino damage. That's it.
Yeah. Didn't Kenner reuse that backpack with Mr. Freeze at one point as well? In that,
probably
they reused that one for Nick Van Owen for the next for Lost World. They might have probably used it for Mr. Freeze.
I'm pretty sure that same gun and piper stuff came with like a Batman figure.
They reused everything. Like, I mean, this guy, I think his actual sculpt is in Waterworld toys, something like that. It's like,
that's madness.
Crazy.
Because all my toys like that back in the day would have come from a car boot. I didn't have anything like that new. My parents weren't that well off, so like a lot of my stuff came from car boots. So a lot of my figures were just loose. They didn't have half the bits with them, and so yes, I would have had no idea that those arms pulled off as a kid. That's amazing.
I just didn't know it. I didn't know
the Jurassic Park figure line, though. To be fair, none of them really look like what they were supposed to. Like Alan Grant, you could kind of get who it was because he had a hat. Like it was like, oh, that's Alan Grant, whatever. But apart from
the artist concept art, and from the book to the concept art, and then because the movie hadn't been cast when they were making the toys, and then it just kind of went on. I did a history of Jurassic Park on my YouTube, and that's, you know, it's on there. Basically, just explains why they didn't. And again, most people don't know that. They just look at it and go, Dennis Nedry looks nothing like Dennis Nedry. And well, he was based on the concept art, and which the little card comes with the pack with the action figure, so you can see the little drawing on there. But,
they came with they were actually actual cards, weren't they, in the packs? And it was that I remember those actually now, and like you say, they were based on the concept art. So I just thought that I just remember the Tim figure was one that I desperately wanted, the little Tim figure. I got him eventually, but he was the one that I really, really wanted because it just, I don't know, there was something quite unique. The others were all like grown-ups, and it was the kid, you know what I mean? But they never made one of the girl, did they?
No, Lex, no. And she only just got a figure recently as well. All this time, and no one knows why. No,
it just makes no sense. But see, now that you've been on, I'm gonna have to go back and start collecting Jurassic Park figures.
It's crazy.
I would
put the camera up and show you the.
Don't.
It's when you start dipping into these ones as well. I'll show you quickly. So, because they didn't bring out an Ian Malcolm figure in the first line, sorry, I said that was your Ian Malcolm. That was my Ian Malcolm. So then in the season 2, they brought out Ian Malcolm, which is this guy, and he's pretty cool with his like trank thing, and he's completely different to the Lost World Ian Malcolm. He's in his suit and he's like movie style. And then you've got the Lost World ones where you start going into like, who is the actress? Julia Roberts.
Julia Moore.
Whatever.
Julia Moore.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So they start going into those ones, and then it just goes further and further. I'm not going to get them all out because there's loads, but Yeah, it's the Series 2 ones I'm after at the moment, which they cost a fair bit in England. In America, if I go to America, I'll probably pick them up a lot cheaper. But,
Did you get the?
Have you looked up Rex's reviews?
Yeah.
That's he's got a lot of them. I think he's got quite a lot.
Did you
Yeah, I
have
saw
you
him
gone
at
for the
any-
dinosaurs as well, or did you just go for the humans?
So in my cabinet, just the figures, and then on card of all the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And again, it's Series 2. Like, I mean, up here, I like great big stuff as well. So I've got one of my favourites is it's a series. If I can see that, it's a Series 2 Velociraptor. It's a slightly different card as well because it's like a blue background, and they use like a movie card as well.
Yeah.
But they're the dinosaurs. If I can get that there, the ones they are dino trackers, and they started doing some. Ooh, there we go. Newer big guys there, and just redid the Velociraptor with some capture gear, basically.
That's
And
so
they did a lot for
cool.
the Saurus. And then they made these vehicles, which they didn't ever make, but Mattel just brought that one out. I think it was Mattel, yeah. They just brought that one out as like a special anniversary kind of vehicle. Yeah, I love it.
Speaking of
as you probably
vehicles, now
tell.
as well, I remember I had the off-road Jeep, the like red and grey one, but I never
Yeah.
had the classic yellow and orange Jurassic Park car. And my friend
Yeah,
did.
same here.
I think the roof came off or something. There was like some
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
and I was so frustrated. I was like, that's the car I want. I'm not ungrateful that I've got the off-road Jeep, but they only really use that to go and see a Triceratops. I want the green and yellow one. Like, yeah.
I had the green and
Sounds
yellow
like my
one with the sunroof and that popped off. I had that one. I never had the off-road one, but I wanted the off-road one.
Yeah.
So we've just been jealous of each other.
But in Smiths right now, you can get the off-road one, and it's actually an RC, and you can sit the figures in it. And it's an RC car. It's like $24.99 now or something.
Yeah.
It used to be called the Bush Devil Tracker, and then they've changed it now to it's a Jeep Wrangler. So they've got the rights to it. So they use they call it the Jeep Wrangler now. But yeah, I had that one. I never had the Ford Explorer. I think it was. Never
The
had
Lost
that.
World Mercedes car had a torch headlight feature.
That was good.
That's cool.
It was like a bit of the back that had torch on it, and
I am, I just because they tried to revisit Jurassic Park recently, haven't they? They've like there's been some more modern-esque figures, and I'm just really surprised that they haven't gone like accessible. Like if they did a modern line of those figures and just had them in the shops as opposed to more of a collector's item, I think they would sell. I really do. Like, you've only got to walk into a Smith's and see how many dinosaurs there are from the Jurassic Park franchise and Jurassic World franchise. I think if they went back and just did us a kind of an adult-y, that's, I don't know.
You've got the Amber collection, haven't you? And they're just a bit more.
That's the one. See, I got one of the Velociraptors from the Amber collection because I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
As a representation of Jurassic Park, Jurassic World in my collection, I'll get the 4 Velociraptors from from Jurassic World. And I picked one of them up, and then the others were ridiculously expensive to buy. And I was like, well, I'm not spending like £400 on like 4 raptors that are just going to sit there. But I do need to.
They did. I've forgotten the lawyer's name, but they did the lawyer sitting on the toilet with the T-Rex as well, and you've got the little hut. And when you knock the hut over, the sound effects go, and that was a good one. I'll say that.
That's so cool. That is so cool. I need to step up my Jurassic Park representation in my collection. I really do.
Yeah, I got the Robert Muldoon Amber collection figure, and I picked up a bunch of in Smiths. They had because like Jacob says, I didn't want to pay like 30 quid for a Velociraptor when I wanted 3 of them. So I went to Smiths and got the plain like orangey looking ones for like £10 a pop. And I've displayed them with him, so it looks all right. They're not in scale probably, but it still looks all right.
No,
especially when they're just munching his face anyway. That's all that needs to happen.
I actually think I've got. I'm really going to reach now. See if I can reach.
Don't break nothing.
Da-da.
Yeah.
Oh, he broke.
And he's gone.
I know but they are just. But this is what I mean. Like, it's all the little like the toe articulation and like it's such a highly articulated figure of a Velociraptor. It's like what you would want, like what I wanted as a kid. from my Jurassic Park figures. Like, yeah, I just want to get the rest of them. But and then they
are expensive.
oh, I know they are expensive because then they released him in other colors, didn't they? So they had like an orange one, they had like the classic brown looking one as well. Yeah, I need to get some more of those. I really
Love
do.
a raptor. I always say I love a raptor.
Oh, massively. I'm just having a look. Like,
yeah, there we go.
See, I got that one.
Is that the Hammond collection one?
No, these are just the basic from Smith's ones.
Oh, right, okay.
Still look
Yeah,
good,
just
don't they?
yeah, $9.99. And he's got the jaw moves on it stuff. You can move his head up. We've got the jaw moves up and down.
I know a lot of people buy them and then just repaint them.
So that's the orange one.
Yeah,
that one just looks awesome, I think. But then that's suppose
you've got to have a raptor in your collection, just at least one.
Yeah. But the thing is, can yours go? Hang on. I can't do it from this angle. But the
original ones made the screaming sound, didn't they? When you pulled out the back and he went,
yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
It was a classic.
I've just seen that they've done Jurassic Park 3 Amber collection as well.
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't. Hang on, let's have a look. My phone just died on me though. Whoa, Amber collection. John Hammond is pretty expensive now.
Yeah, he's the big boy here.
Really? The Amber collection one?
The Amber collection, not the Hammond collection.
Yeah, I've got the Amber collection, one of him.
Yeah, he's a little bit more pricey now.
I got Richard Hammond. I got Richard Hammond. I got Hammond. I got Muldoon, and I think I've got Ian Grant as well somewhere. I did have Dennis Nedry, but I sold him at a convention.
I was very tempted, but
and I sold the that one. I sold that one to Mick.
Did you?
From the groups, yeah.
The Dilophosaurus.
Yeah, I can never say that.
Yeah. When I was doing my video for the history, I had to just kept repeating it. I had it written down like how you say it, and it's Dilophosaurus, whatever it was. And still got it wrong. I still get people commenting and saying, you didn't say that correctly, or that's not this and that's not that. And I'm like, well, I don't care. There are some
really good Jurassic Park figures out at the minute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, this is a rabbit hole I should not have jumped down.
Yeah, Mick got me into the Camp Cretaceous ones that were really hard to find over here, but there were a couple of people that could get them for you, and they were decent little figures as well.
Oh man, I want this one. This is the Jurassic Park 3 male Amber collection Velociraptor with a little hair. Oh, that he looks good. Look.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We can do a hair bit.
He's very cool looking. Yeah, I don't know if I'm 60 quid on him.
Do you know what? If the Beast of the Mesozoic would have been a bit more easier to get over here, I'd have definitely gone all in on them, I think.
Oh, massively.
They're just really hard to come by.
The best, and we did talk about this a while back. I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of my things not going very quick. But I think the best Hammond collection figure, without a doubt, was the Steven Spielberg box set.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That was cool.
That was such good marketing and such good. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
You've seen it, yeah.
Very clever, that one.
Yeah, I'm just having. Oh, I've got it on Amazon actually for £100. But yeah, it's like that one.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so cool because it was very in line with the Kenner-esque figures as well. Oh man, I've jumped down a rabbit hole now. Not good.
I always say I go for the vintage stuff, but the London Toy Shop, who was on here earlier in the comics, he managed to pick up a massive amount of all the new stuff. It was all secondhand. And he was like, "Do you want any of it?" And I was just looking at it like, "Yes, but I can't go down this rabbit hole because I'm already into the vintage rabbit hole, and I go into this." And now I'm kind of nearly finished. It's one that I probably will go down, and I've missed out on, the Hammond Amber one, and I've spent a silly amount of money to get them. But
yeah,
I was at a convention recently, and Rexy's reviews were there with his massive setup, And he's obviously got all his like on card stuff, and then he's got a bunch of loose stuff. And he had a bunch of dinosaurs from Jim Henson. Jim Henson's dinosaurs. He had a bunch of those loose on his stall, and he had like a full set. And I'm like staring at them, going, "I haven't got £200 to spend, but I want them."
Is it Necker's bringing them out?
Necker's bringing it. Yeah, well, two of them so far have definitely come out, haven't they? You've got the baby and the dad so far.
Yeah,
but I'm sure they'll bring out the rest of them.
Yeah. Last time I saw the Brexit reviews, I think they were NEC, and they had there's the Series 2 Jurassic Park ones I was talking about, and they were loose. But I was selling there, and I said I'm not buying anything for myself. I'm selling. I need to pay my bills, and they had the Series 2 stuff, and I was like, I don't find this in the UK. I just can't stretch out. That was like £80 each or something like that, and I couldn't stretch out. Couldn't. Yeah. One day. Okay.
Do I jump down the rabbit hole of retro? Do I go for the stuff that I used to have as a kid, or do I go down the rabbit hole of the Amber collection? Because obviously the Hammond collection are cool, and they're a bit more readily available, but they're 3.5, 3/4 inch, aren't they? So everything's a little bit smaller. But the Amber, man.
The thing is with the Amber collection, it has an end date as well, obviously, because they're not making any more of them. So I mean, once you've got the set, you've got the set. It's there's like an end, there's like a beginning and an end there. If you go for the Hammond collection, you don't know how long.
That's exactly why I buy vintage stuff, because there's an end date. I know exactly how many I need to get, and I know that they're not going to bring any more out. And once that's done, I'm done.
Bizarrely,
now move on to the next.
That is a big reason why a lot of people are jumping off of Black Series and Marvel Legends, stuff like that, because it is just a constant revolving door, isn't it? And I don't know. For me, it was my sort of toy and action figure collecting. There was a huge incentive to the fact that there was new stuff coming. So it's like, well, this can grow. There's more coming. But then, kind of as time goes on, there is something a lot more attractive about looking at something and going, you know what, it's this. So if I'm spending £200 on this one, I know there's only another 6 to collect. It's like an investment in completing it, isn't it? So
I think that's why the new Turtles line's done so well, is because on the back of the card back you can see how many are in the full collection. I mean, I know there are a few more like different packs and different like things you can get, but for the base offering, they've put every single figure on the back of that card, so you kind of have almost a check sheet, like a check sheet as you're going through them. Because like I know that I'm only missing 3 figures from the whole line now, and it's because of that card back with Oddball on. Yeah, sort of they'll be drip feeding them into the market as well, aren't they? Slowly over like 2 or 3 waves.
Then they bring out the exclusive.
Then they bring out the exclusives.
Very quickly, let me just hit some of the comments as we are getting towards the end of the show. Jenko T said the Lego Dennis Nedry set is great and relatively cheap to pick up at the moment.
Yeah, I've got
the Lego. Yeah.
John Hood said I've still got the vintage Jurassic Park electronic T-Rex from Kenner. That's the big red that you're talking about, isn't it, Paul?
Good one, yeah.
That's a very cool one. Shelley's just showing off, saying she's got some Hammond and some Amber. So figures and dinosaurs. That's not a problem. Andrew Orr said, speaking about 90s figures, I was given 2 10 or 11-inch figures of Bebop and Rocksteady a few days ago. I think they're movie figures from the first or second Turtles movie. They're pretty cool. Are they something you're keeping hold of? Are they something that you're...
They'd be the giant ones, wouldn't they? They brought out the giant size ones. But if it's Bebop Rocksteady, that was just from the first series. They did bring out the movie series Turtles as well, which are the big ones. I don't think Bebop and Rocksteady weren't in a movie, so it would be the cartoon.
Yeah. And Andrew again said, definitely not heard about the Walking Dead miniseries. I loved the first maybe 4 seasons of The Walking Dead. Then I started enjoying Fear the Walking Dead more. I was kind of the same, actually. Fear of the Walking Dead became my favorite of the two. But quickly, I've got it because I was Googling it at the same time. So Walking Dead, it's a mini webisode, 6-part web series based on the television. So basically, it's called Torn Apart. It's a 6-part web-based series based on the television The Walking Dead. So it tells the origin story of Hannah, also known as Bicycle Girl. That's an unfortunate name, isn't it? Yeah. Bicycle Girl. Also known as Bicycle Girl, the walker who Rick Grimes killed in the first episode. He goes back to find Hannah before he sets off for Atlanta. to tell her that he's sorry. He shoots her. Yep. These webisodes followed by a second set of webisodes. Oh, so there was another one called excuse me. There was another set of webisodes titled Cold Storage, which came out in 2012. So yeah, they're webisodes. So you won't necessarily find them on telly, but you might find them on the internet. So Torn Apart on Cold Storage. For all those Walking Dead fans, there is some more information out there. Sorrel, anything you want to add to the show? Anything we missed?
No, I think that's kind of a good roundup of everything that's been out this week. It's been relatively quiet. Like I say, we're about, half an hour away from some trailers dropping probably about now.
Yeah.
So there's been nothing while we've been online. I've just been checking. There's been nothing while we've been online so far. It's still quiet on all the geek websites, if you will.
Now and nothing has come out.
Yeah, I've been refreshing Nerdist and Den of Geek all night, and there's nothing just yet. They're my two go-tos.
Yeah. The Boys season 4 has got a final trailer dropped today. If anyone's interested, that came out. But yeah, there is nothing, literally nothing so far. So yeah, they
Taylor
will be
Swift is starting to trend on Twitter. On X, sorry. So you never know.
Yeah, I reckon. So yeah, so we will obviously hang on, more comments popped up. There we go. So yeah, so we will obviously do a catch-up show at some point. But we are back, aren't we, Sorrel? We are back tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, yeah.
With a long-time friend of the show, Power of X. Always good fun when he's on. And he is now stepped up to the mark as well. So him, Nerdzoic, and Steve have all had 3 episodes where they've joined us. So we've got those 3 competing for the top spot of long-standing guests. But speaking of guests, Toy Scavenger, thank you ever so much for joining us this week. It's been a lot of fun. And you've cost me a lot of money because I'm now going to jump in that Jurassic Park.
Next time, if I come on again, I'll do the stream in the other room with all the toys behind me, and I'll well, this was this and this and this. This is only cheap. I mean, I sell this. Yeah,
perfect. You got a very strong online presence, but for anyone that doesn't know, give them a little hint where they can pick you up.
So you can find me on Instagram at Toy Scavenger. You can find me on Facebook at Toy Scavenger, and YouTube at Toy Scavenger as well, and TikTok and everywhere at Toy Scavenger.
Toy Scavenger, good stuff. And I like to ask everyone, so just in the closing thing, the name Toy Scavenger, where did it come from?
So when I started, I was watching Toy Hunter. Do you remember the TV Toy Hunter? I was into toys before that, but I was like, I need to do something on the internet. And I was like, what can I do? I don't want to be a hunter. I was like, what can I find? And I Googled some words that came close to hunter and scavenger. I was like, Toy Scavenger, that would do. Yeah.
Like it.
And then went from there, really. I think I was one of the first in the Instagram round doing all the toys. So that's where it kind of come from. And
amazing.
Yeah, just went mental. Went crazy.
Amazing. No, we appreciate you coming on board. Stick around after the credits. We'll say goodbye properly.
Okay.
Everyone else, thank you ever so much, as always, for tuning in, for commenting along. We do appreciate it. If we have missed your comment because of the weird kind of thing going on with the comments tonight, we do apologize. But if you are watching it on catch up, Sorrel, what do I need to say?
Use the hashtag catch up crew.
Catch up crew. And of course, like we said, Pocket Goblins is still funding. We're in that final month. Sorrel did drop the link into the chat earlier on. Go over there, give us a follow, give us a pledge. We've got a lot of exciting things, and we will do our best to do a update video this week. But yeah, so that's it. Episode 138. Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you very much, everyone. Toy Scavenger again. Thank you very much for joining us. Till next week. Keep it geek.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and of course subscribe. Tune in next week for another live show. Until then, keep it geek. Stay up to date at www.geekweekinreview.co.uk.